What if one talk could turn into an entire tour? That's block booking. If you haven't heard of it, you need to watch this video. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jared Scott. I'm a professional speaker. I've booked over 1,000 paid engagements in my career before the age of 30. And today we are talking about block booking. I'm going to get choked up talking about block booking. It changed my life. But seriously, most speakers are stuck in the cycle. They book a gig, they deliver the talk, and then they have to start the search all the way over again. And you know the search is exhausting. You spend way more time searching for gigs than actually speaking. And when you book single gigs that you have to fly all over the place for, back and forth, you're barely covering travel costs. I remember years ago, I looked back at my books and realized that I spent over $100,000, you hear me, on travel alone. It was a big year, but to really look back and say, wow, like I could have made an extra 6 figures if I would have just booked smarter. That's where block booking comes in. Block booking changes everything. It turns one confirmed talk into a tour on the same trip with no extra travel costs. Of course, you might have to stay more hotel nights, but it's not plane flights back and forth. This is going to expand your reach within a region as well. So if you're doing every school in that area, or if you're speaking in multiple corporations in the area, I promise you, you're going to get more referrals and more callbacks because now you're a little local celebrity. So it also turns into more future gigs as well. This works so well that I don't book any other way anymore. I don't. I'm not doing one gig. I'm not flying to do one gig. We block book or we don't go. All right. So now you probably kinda understand what block booking is. You get the principle of it, right? We're turning one gig into multiple gigs. But now you're like, Jared, how do we do that? So let me give you an example. If you follow me, you've heard this story a million times. I'm sorry, you're going to have to hear it again. But years ago, I wanted to go to Hawaii. I love Hawaii. It's my favorite place. My wife had never been. So I sent an email campaign out to all the principals in Hawaii. And I said, the Culture Shift Tour is coming to Hawaii. I spoke it into existence. One school said, yes, we want to book you. And once they said yes, we have what's called an anchor school. Once you have a gig, if you're in corporate, it's one gig. If you are a conference speaker and you book a conference, that's your anchor gig. You're going to be there. It anchors you to the calendar. It anchors you to a date. So I said, Culture Shift Tour is going to be in Hawaii in September. This school said, yes, we'll take the 17th. Okay, I got an anchor school on an anchor date. Now I'm trying to fill up the rest of the week. That was a Monday. I want Tuesday through Friday full. So in my emails, I'm saying things like, hey, I'm coming on this date. I'm booking this date and this date at a discounted rate. You can get a world-class speaker for half the price because you're not going to have to pay for my travel. And every single school that said yes, we added the name of the school into the email copy. So that way, when other schools are seeing this, they see, oh, Jared's going to be at Kalikilani High School on Tuesday. I know that principal. Let me call him real quick. And they just confirm that. It creates familiarity. Now they're talking. Now we're having group Zoom meetings with principals. Now we're getting them to go out and reach out to other principals for us on our behalf, telling them things like, hey, every school you get me, I'll give you $500 off. We create incentives. We create that fear of missing out. Like we said, everybody else is doing it. Everybody else in the district's doing it. We might as well do it too. And it turned into weeks of us speaking in Hawaii. I actually got to speak at the student council event that was just happening while I was there, thank God. And I met the Board of Education in Honolulu. I met all the members. It will turn into future opportunities. That's the perk about block booking. Not only does it save you time, money, and you make more impact, you're building relationships with an entire community. So they're going to bring you back again and again and again. Because what happens is a few people won't be able to make those dates work. They'll be like, we really want to do it, but we can't do it the week that all of y'all are doing it. We're like, okay, well, let's set yours out in a couple months. I'll come back and everybody that can't do it this time, we'll do next time. So then you just create another tour and another tour and another tour. I've done this for years and years and years in California. I do a North California tour and a Southern California tour. And if people can't make it to either one of those dates that I'm already coming, we set it for the spring, we set it for the fall, we just push it out into the future and we build around it. And I promise you, if I get booked right now, random school, because this is what we do. We'll do outreach everywhere. Somebody books, actually just had one in Jacksonville, Florida, right? So one booked in Jacksonville, Florida, they're actually paying the full price. So I could just go and do the gig and come back, but I'm still going to run a campaign in block book because I could double the impact and double the income. Why not? Why not? That should be the slogan of block booking. Why not? Why not make more money? Why not impact more people? Why not? You're already traveling there. Just do the work. The reason why not, the reason why people don't do it is because they can't do outreach. efficiently. They're doing manual outreach and they're not doing enough outreach. But if you have a system, like if you use Speakhive, for an example, this is the plug, right? Here's the plug. If you are serious about sending hundreds of outreaches a day to decision makers that could book you, booking an anchor gig and then booking around that gig and block booking and 10xing your income and your impact, if you're serious about that, click the link down below, book a call with us. Just the other day, we had a speaker that ran the Hawaii play exactly. Booked over $15,000 worth of gigs in Hawaii so far. He's still not done. He's still running campaigns. And you know, it's funny. Where's my phone? He just messaged me.
Sounds good, man. Congratulations with that. So, Hawaii, man, I just got off the phone with them. Super exciting. They want to sign the contract essentially today.
Let's go, baby.
I need help. So they're ordering 2 different sets of books from me. They're ordering 300 children's book, which I'm charging them about $20 a book, and then 420 middle school books, which I'm ordering for 420.
Okay. All right, he's sold hundreds of books, over $15,000 worth of contracts in Hawaii so far. I'm going to help him close that for sure. But that's a real life, real time example right now of somebody running this exact play. So it works for us. Why not let it work for you? Seriously, book the call. I'll see you next time.